Well, that's going to be a pretty huge survey, and they say it's working. It's not.
I think that was the chair that was right there. Yeah, no, I was just looking for someone.
Let me get all the technology up and running, Rose, here.
Okay, tell me when you're ready.
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
All set? Yeah. Okay, we'll need a motion to come back out of executive session.
So move.
Gerard and Josh, and it is 5:29. Okay, and we'll turn it over to Ben.
All right, so what we would like to present is a plan, what we're calling the short-term plan for Dr. Levac Elementary. Again, I'm going to reiterate what I said earlier, which is no plan I'm going to share today is going to be as good as attending school at Dr. Levac, and we know that. Also, what I'll highlight, and I believe I said earlier, is that a short-term plan right now means for September 9, but it can also mean that there will be some extended time beyond that as well, depending on how quickly things go with regards to insurances and that type of thing. So that's all very premature right now. So we're just thinking in the immediate and getting school started on time. So I'll take this one grade level at a time, or chunks of grade levels at a time, so that you get an idea of what the plan is. So our pre-K plan is to have the pre-K students attend at this center here. There is a pre-K early childhood classroom in this center that already meets all of the early childhood requiremements. It has appropriate learning centers. It has the appropriate age bathroom. It has the gated playground. So everything that you look at that's in law for early childhood, this center meets those codes. The early childhood occupations class, so your high school tech center kids that come to school here to work with small children in their learning experience, they're still going to have that 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday. They're going to have access to pre-K, Dr. Levac Elementary pre-K students. So we'll actually have more hands to help with those little ones. The unfortunate piece is that there will be no 1 to 3 play group, with the exception of perhaps maybe on Fridays. Kevin's going to work to see on Fridays if that can be something that we can provide to the community. So just to give you an idea of what that space looks like, and we're in the middle of cleaning right now. So like I said, learning centers, you have a loft, you have reading centers, you have all of the different things that you want to see in a pre-K environment, and you have your own. It's small, but it's a gated playground so that the students have access to play safely. So that is our pre-K plan, and we're hopeful that we're optimistic that that's going to be a very feasible plan. We don't want pre-K to be alone, so our kindergarten plan also involves this building as well. We would like all kindergarten students to attend school in a modular classroom adjacent to the tech center. So we're in the process right now of looking for modular or mobile classrooms. Right now, these are very hard to come by because many of the school districts across the state have snatched them up because of COVID protocols. We do have a lead on one right now. We're also going to explore across the border to see if that's feasibility. In the event that we have to order one, it might be delayed beyond the start of the school year. And if that happens, we may have to use the Frenchville Community Center as a temporary location. And we do have the support of the Frenchville, the town of Frenchville to use the center. for that. Ultimately, our goal, though, is to have students here, the kindergarten and pre-K together, so they're sharing the same playground and sharing and learning experiences together. Just to give you an idea of where we're looking, so beyond the playground area here, there is a flat lawn that we'd be looking to locate that modular if we can. We're not quite sure yet on the specifics of what are the requirements of where we can put one of those spaces, but that would be the ideal space right there. These are what modular classrooms look like from the outside and from the inside. Not exactly this, but something like this. We are asking Tricia for a double wide because we know that we have 20 kindergartners, so we're looking for the expanded one, not the smaller one. So hopefully that would be something that we get. So pre-K and K here at the Tech Center. Principal Hallowell will be doing some time on site here when she's not here. Director Lovelaw is here, so we'll always have an administrator on site. We already have a school nurse that comes through this center as well to provide services for this center. So your school nursing is going to come through and do that as well, probably a little more frequent because we have littles here, but this is our solution for that. Any questions from Tracy or Trish? Good. Don't want to put you on the spot. Our grades 1 to 6 plan is actually to relocate to Wisdom Middle High School. This does not come easily, although we are quite certain we can do it. It is relocating a lot of things that happen at Wisdom, but what we would like to do is dedicate an entire wing just for elementary so that the two worlds do not collide. Nobody wants a first grader coming face to face with a 12th grader. And even though it's going to be pleasant, we just don't want it. So students 7 through 12 would not have any classes in that wing. The wing that we are trying to identify, or we have identified, is the wing that is directly from the cafeteria going out. So the only time 7 through 12 learners would be going in that wing is to go to lunch. But that is the same time that our elementary learners will be eating lunch in their classrooms. It's something that the Dr. Levac elementary teachers are graciously going to do again this year in order to make things work. The elementary school also have its own separate entrance, the cafeteria entrance. So this is the entrance to the cafeteria right now. We're looking to replace those stairs with new stairs and an ADA compliant wheelchair ramp, so that it is compliant into that entrance. So essentially you will have an elementary entrance to the building and then the middle high school entrance. They will be separate for students and for parents so that it's quite easily identifiable. As you come into the building, so this is the inside of those doors. We are doing work right now. There is an office right as you come in on the left. This office right here, that will become the office for the Dr. Levac Elementary Secretary. So again, visitors come in, Secretary's office is right there, and that will be taken care of. Right here, your back is to the cafeteria at Wisdom, and you're looking down that hallway. You have closets and bathrooms here. Here would be Principal Hallowell's office. So your principal's office will be in that small office area right there. And there are 6 classrooms as you go down that will become grades 1 to 6 as you go down that hallway. There are double doors at the end of the wing in the event that we ever need to close off the high school section from the elementary section. We have that double door option to be able to do that. Like I said, the only time that middle high school is down there is to go to lunch and go from lunch. So essentially, this is what it looks like from a bird's eye view. This is your entrance. Your main office will be here with your principal's office. The cafeteria is off to the right, bathrooms and closets, and then your 6 classrooms. And they're not necessarily going to be, first grade, second grade, third grade, but they'll be wherever the space fits best for everyone. We are relocating an athletics storage room. We're relocating a food pantry. We're relocating the band room, which had already been relocated last year due to COVID. Band and art shared a space in the old industrial arts section of the building. There's a teacher room here that's going to be moved to another area. So there will still be a teacher room in the building. Your French classroom and your middle school classroom is going to be relocated to another area, the main high school area of the building. So essentially, that is our plan. One thing that I shared with the board, when you have 100 or 130 students that you need to relocate, it's not moving the stars in the earth. We have 2 other buildings in this district that we can use, and we're going to utilize them well. We'll only have to depend on one modular to make it work. And even in the event that we don't have that modular, we know we have a backup plan for that as well. And we feel pretty confident that your children, your teachers will all have a satisfactory place to learn and grow and temporarily. But it is something that's better than some very many alternatives that I'm sure have gone through many people's minds in the past. The past couple within 60 hours. So we're truly fortunate to be able to share this plan with you.
So are there any questions for Ben?
I'm assuming I'll be somewhere with it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about intervention and where those land. There are still a couple of places. Can I promise you you're going to be in that wing specifically? I don't know. But that's something we still have to iron out. But we want to make sure that we took care of the nuts and bolts, but we got you.
Okay, for sure. Any other
Will
questions?
there be any recess equipment for the kids?
So I know there was a team that met today, so I'll let either Mr. Karen or Mr. Fantasia talk about your meeting today about that.
Yeah, we have identified a playground area, and it'll be right across from that entrance. And there'll be a tarred area with probably a couple of basketball hoops, looking at some equipment being placed on a flat stretch of lawn. And then we'll barricade each side of that area during recess time or during the school day, so that traffic just can't come in and out of there. We'll make provision for visitor parking on the cafeteria side of the building. We figure we can put about 6 or 7 parking spaces there. So that'll keep the children safe, and it'll make sure that you have an outdoor play area.
Okay.
Special ed services place?
Yeah, so I don't know if you're familiar with the special ed area at Wisdom Middle High School. They have the old home ec. It is a huge space. So we're thinking about using a shared special ed space, given the caseload size is not.
Right, it's not.
Portable walls will partition off the area so that there'll be, some quiet and private areas to work. But there's plenty of space to make that happen within the numbers that we're looking at.
So I'm assuming with the little ones, someone will come down and get them and bring them back.
We're just gonna sit them all.
Silly question, but-
No, all of those nuts and bolts details are gonna be worked out with your team, and you guys will figure that out, how that all works. Yeah.
Any more questions from anyone?
What was the backup plan in case you guys don't get the modular classroom?
The Frenchville Community Center.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, if we don't have any more questions, we will need a motion to accept this short-term plan.
I move that we accept the short-term plan for Dr. Levac Elementary School students.
Okay. Is there a second? Jean, second. Okay. Any questions? I guess all our questions have been answered. Okay, so we'll take a vote in favor of accepting the short-term plan for Dr. Levac Elementary School students.
And that's yes for Wayne as well.
Any opposed? All in favor? Okay, we have any other business? then?
Before we adjourn, I just want to let all of you know that there's going to be 100 questions you're going to have throughout this process. And we're going to try our best to communicate this on a regular basis to you. I think we got really good at it last year with COVID. We're going to make the same commitment to you. When we know something, obviously I'm going to share with the board, more of the detailed things, but the things that matter to, teaching and learning and the future, those things are going to be shared as we know more. Right now, this is where we're at. I've got adjustment plane people and span plane people, and it's Wild West. So we're just trying to figure out exactly who's like legitimate, who's not, and we'll take it from there. Once we have all those things in place, teachers, you have lots of questions, I'm sure, about my classroom furniture, my equipment, my technology. These are all things that are going to come, as soon as possible. One saving grace is we've had extreme amount of generosity, like I shared with you earlier, but not only for classroom furniture, but classroom supplies and technology. It might not be brand new technology to start, but everything that was lost in the fire is going to be replaced. It'll just take some time to get there. So it's going to take a lot of patience, a lot of, and we learned a lot of that last year, I think. It really trained us for how to deal with the unknown and how to survive. We're going to have a little bit more of that, but I truly feel confident that we have a good starting plan and we're going to learn and grow from it as we move forward.
Ben, are you gonna have somebody managing everything that's getting donated to us? Because what I'm scared of is we're gonna get like 3 trailer truckloads of glue sticks and no pencils. Is there gonna be like a materials manager or somebody who's managing what we're getting? Okay, we don't need this and we have enough.
Right.
Because I can see a lot of wasteful things coming in.
Yeah. Right now, Giselle has already kind of taken the lead with that, where she's already taken initiative to start detailing who is offering what and detailing that. It's been overwhelming the past 3 days. So our next step is to kind of, luckily for us, a lot of the offers have been, how can we help? Not, we're going to send you this. It's how can we help? So once we have all of the how can we help, and we have our insurance things identified, what we don't want to do is take advantage of people. Donate, and then we're going to have things replaced with insurance money. We don't want twice as much of what we had before. So we're going to be mindful of that as well, and make sure we only reach out for help when it's something that we truly need.
Maybe just to add to that, I know we did in talking together as teachers. I know Shelley, I think you started. I know I was planning to do it with our Amazon wish list that we have stuff coming in and donors choose projects where we were asked to do like a class inventory of the things we had in our rooms.
Yep.
We're also gonna create a Google Doc where we're gonna keep track of all the things that we are receiving.
Okay, perfect.
So we'll have that to add.
Great. Yeah, and those classroom inventory lists, and I'm sure Cheryl's worked with you on that. It's gonna be really important that you be mindful of what was yours. And, I know everything. I know teachers. Everything is just lost in the light. But if there are some really bigger pieces that were yours, personal items, make sure you identify that, because that's all part of your loss. Not only that the school's loss. So it's going to be really important that we capture as much of that as possible. Just a little.
On that same note, do you want to share about the storage trailers?
Yeah.
You can share.
Okay. 2 storage trailers have been acquired. One of them will be for some of the things that we're going to remove from Wisdom to make space for the learning. But the other trailer will be used for the donations that are received, because the other learning facilities can't handle what may be coming in, nor do we have the space. So in being mindful of that, we'd like to allocate one of those storage trailers for that purpose and kind of delineate it by classroom, so that way your stuff will go in one area. So it'll be more of a productive process. So one of them was delivered today. I should have had the other one delivered.
They were both
delivered. Okay.
They're both
So
there.
they're both here.
And on mine, can I just ask one little thing for you ladies that are doing your donors chooses and whatever? Your names will be on all the items as I receive them, right? Because I need to know where to send. And if you can send me, like Tricia sent me the email, she forwarded me the email, so I know what I'm expecting for Trish, so that I can make sure to separate everything that comes in for you.
I think most of the donations right now, the material donations, are for teachers to replace their personal items. That's
Okay.
what people are trying to give. We're hoping that we hold off a bit on classroom supplies, because as Mr. Silwa said, we have to work with the insurance, and we do not want people donating unless we ask for them, furniture. So teachers are being asked to focus mostly on, I had this book, that book, these are my personal resources. That's your business. And we are asking the teachers, if they can, to keep that in their homes until they get an established classroom. The school supplies, we're hoping to do later on.
And we'll have a meeting with the teachers tomorrow to kind of go through all of those fine details. I have more information about that as well to share with all of you. I do want to make everyone mindful, and this is for the community and anyone who's listening. Be very careful with scams that are going to be out there soliciting, your dollars to help the fire. If you don't know who started a GoFundMe or a Donors Choose, do not donate to someone you don't know who they are. Be pretty mindful of that, because that is a game that people will play. They'll take advantage of a tragedy. So just please be careful of that. Just so the public knows how we're handling monetary donations and that type of thing. Today, we've actually opened up separate accounts at our bank. We have an account specifically just for money donations that have been given, and some have already been given. And then we also have another separate account just for the insurance monies that's going to be coming in. So we're going to be very organized with the cash flow part of this, making sure that anything related to the fire that's going to be covered by insurance, it's coming out of that account. Anything that's been donated for a specific purpose is coming out of that account, and then we have our regular accounts as well. So we just want to just be transparent about that process.
Are there any more questions? Well,
I don't know if you can answer it then, or and you knew the question was come up with it. Does the board have a gut feeling of what the long-term needs, what they would like to see, or what they're thinking of, or you don't want to share that yet?
We haven't had a chance to discuss as a board yet. I mean, administratively, we would love, a school to exist again for the elementary students, and then build on from there, whatever, what that can look like, or the potential for that. That being said, you have a center here, you have a high school, middle high school. It all depends on what the community wants, not only what the board wants. But sky's the limit, I say.
Thank you.
any more questions?
Thank you for all the hard work. It's good to have good leadership.
It's good to have a team that works well together.
Okay, if we don't have any more to discuss, I'll need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Ryan? Second? Second by Josh. And it is 5:50. And I would also like to thank everybody that came to this meeting. We need everyone pitching in together. Thanks for being here and asking questions.